back to another episode of the Spectreverse in the Star Wars universe. Today, we have a bit of a story situation going on. The Smugglers Alliance, a faction that I'm trying to put together, has come into possession of some stolen data.
Well, you have the rebel from the first scenario, the free captain.
Right, yep. So basically we've rescued a rebel that has had some ties with the Smugglers Alliance. He's building ties for the rebellion with the Smugglers Alliance. However, in the escape attempt, his ship was severely damaged. They managed to get into an asteroid field. So what we have here is a situation where the Imperial forces have dogged them into the asteroid field, and they've gone aground in their damaged ships. They did manage to get out a communication asking for a rescue attempt. Mm-hmm. So other smuggler forces in the area have come together to make an attempt at rescue with a fresh ship. The difficulty is that the unnamed rebel operative, we can't use his name because of the comms being monitored by the Imperials, is in a position where the smugglers don't know where he's at. He's gone aground, he's out of communications, he's in a cave. You may have heard of the scenario before. But in this particular situation, they don't know the coordinates of the ship. The communication is too garbled. They have to go in and find him. So they're going to be entering the asteroid field and searching it, looking for the operative. Once they can get into communications range in the severely damaged ship, the operative will hopefully be able to come out of hiding long enough for us to dock, get him off the damaged ships, and get him into fresh ships and out of the asteroid field away from the Imperials before they catch on. That's the plan. However, it's the rebellion, so they never get anything right.
We'll see. So pretty much in this scenario here, we're going to be using two of the brand new large ships that you've just seen released by Fantasy Flight. The ship that we're going to get the escaped captive off of the information is the YT-2400.
Correct. Yep.
And what is pinning the damaged ship from the original handoff are some dauntless ships from the Imperial side.
Some, not one.
Yeah, two. Two. So to make that very cool. And my lowly Academy pilot, who's part of the deal here.
Well, he was out on training or something.
Still looking for that Patreon supporter who wants to be him, or I'll use an Imperial TIE Fighter pilot for him. But anyways, that's the situation. So what's going to happen is, again, we're going to set them up on the board normally. That's the idea of the scenario with a split force for the rebels. By turn 3, the end of actually turn 2 and starting into turn 3, the other two rebel ships will have arrived to try to get the captive off. But it's only the YT-2400 that has the capacity to get out, as the other YT-1300 has been ordered to save people because they don't leave anything behind. So that's going to be his more or less to go and blast some Imperial ships, right?
Right. We're going to run interference. We're going to play cat and mouse.
So yeah, only two really small ships in this scenario: an Imperial TIE Fighter, like I said, Academy pilot, and a Hawk ship is in the fray. Other than that, there are 5 big ships, two YT-1300s, the YT-2400, and then 2 dauntless ships from the Imperials. It's a lot of hulls, so we're not going to see anything die besides the 2 small ships quickly. So this should be some good pounding. And
we got plenty of asteroids for us to run and damage ourselves on. So we'll see what that does.
All right, let's get a fight. So this is our initial setup. And our cameraman, Fabricator General, has informed me that these are decimators, not the dauntless. New toys.
Boss, they said it was the dauntless. But it's 2 decimators, not a dauntless. It's 2 decimators. What do we do now? What we were paid to do. We get them out of here. Luckily, we got the fastest ship in the sector.
Alright, so we are here in turn 1, and we'll start with our lowly Academy pilot, who's just going to scream ahead. This is about blowing stuff up. And then he's just going to evade just in case. He's going to focus, who knows. And that immediately goes to our YT-1300 pilot.
thinking it's a good idea to get out of the guns of the big ships, he is going to scream ahead, trying for maneuvering. Oops. I've already lost all the shields. We'll have to regenerate them before we get
You know,
into
he's screaming, all shields to the front, all shields to the front. What will he like to do? Will not target lock anybody, so he's really out of range of everybody so far.
So we are going to focus.
Alright. And our newly ship of the YT-2400 to our X-Wing universe.
YT-2400 is also going to match formation, stay where he's at. His shields are more stable, so...
The new, better design.
Not a better design, but if anybody's a Star Wars fan, have you ever noticed how Corellia, their shipyards have to make their ships as difficult to pilot as possible? If you look at the cockpits, they provide the biggest blind spot to piloting ever. Out the right, all clear space. Out the front, all clear space. Out the left, ship.
I should be able to get critical.
There's no way to parallel park these things.
Critical hit on a pilot. Alright, so you can't barrel roll anywhere.
Nope, so we're going to, again, focus our efforts.
Alright, well, we'll start with this guy. He's also doing a 4, because we're not afraid. We're in the Imperial, and we're going to do some shooting. And guess what? Now I'm on target. Mr. Lucky 13. This guy's also going to do a 4. Let's see if he gets away with anybody. Get close to his little TIE fighter buddy. And he's not going to be in range of anybody, so focus is might as well just to be cute. Well, that also starts with, so turn 1 we'll actually have some shooting. And that is 3 dice for a decimator. And doesn't really have a lot of shields, but I can change one of these into a crit. And I am going to roll this over just so I can get more shields off. Ooh. So 1 hit, turn one of the hits into a crit. And you have 2 agility, right?
I have 1 agility, so
1.
2 dice at the range that we're at.
Yep.
And how is the decimator re-rolling these rolls?
He's got a mercenary co-pilot. So they've been using some unscrupulous individuals.
Of course. The Imperial hiring...
And it's a Greedo-looking guy.
hiring lackeys, bringing in ringers. So here is my Outer Rim Smuggler in his dodge attempt.
Blanks.
Boom!
So 3 off those early shields. Now you don't have to worry so much about losing them off the base of your ship. So he's down to 1 shield remaining. And that will conclude turn 1. It's already looking good. Alright, so we're back to turn 2. Our a pilot is going to decide how to get into the world of the fight. And he is going to curl in and then focus. And that leaves us now to our YT-1300.
Alright, well the name of the game here is defend the YT-2400. So the 1300 pilot is going to go right down the guns. And with my usual flight style.
Ooh, yeah.
Models are touching, but bases certainly not. Just huge big ass ships. But if everything works right, that should jam up the middle of the board fairly well.
Yeah, and then
so he is going to... Oh, we know my dice. Let's target lock the decimator.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Nice. Good move. Alright, now the 2400.
2400 is going to zip in behind, heading for the center of the board. And using the new rules, I'm going to barrel roll it.
There. All right, so that ship has done well. So this is an obvious collision with these two ships. And, we're gonna go down a peg.
That's right, we're taking the Empire down a peg.
Yeah, down a peg I go, so I can slick underneath there. And he will have no action because he ran into the other ship. And we're going to do a slight turn with this one. Hopefully he's not crashing into anybody.
Almost piled in the back of that TIE fighter though.
Almost. But lowly pilot staying out of the way. And he's going to target log back. And we've kind of messed up one ship. So he's going to go on that ship there. So we'll start with the one that's in contact. So you can't shoot at the Falcon is touching, or the YT-300, so he's going to go for the 2400. That is in range 1, so it's going to give him 4 dice. And he's going to get 3. There are no more rerolls.
2400 around there is picking up 2 on the agility. It's a slightly
More agile ship.
more agile ship, although it's supposed to be the same size as the 1300 according to canon, but Fantasy Flight seems to think.
Still rolling
Did
blank.
you give me all the blanks?
I don't know.
Ah!
So 3 of those shields are popping off. 1, 2, 3.
Still have plenty of shields left though.
Now the other one is going to fire. It is in range 2 of the YT-1300. Alright, so here he goes. And he's only going to get, I have target lock, I'm going to spend that. I only got 1 hit. Still only got 1 hit.
Alright, 1300 has a single agility.
Yep. And
Whew.
however, I have a tactician. After I perform an attack at range 2, I will stress them out. And now it will go to the YT-2400, who definitely has the decimator at range 1.
Yeah.
Or you can go for another ship. Where are you looking at? TIE fighter is at range 2. The other decimator is at range 3.
No, the 24 is going to have to put shots into the decimator at
Alright.
range 1.
So 3 dice.
3 dice.
Alright,
So 2.
and the decimator has a 0 agility, so those are 2 shields right off of him. Alright, and then it will go to this TIE fighter at range 1 on the YT-1300. And he has a focus, so I'll turn that into a hit.
Alright. 1300 is already ducking and dodging and weaving, so we continue to do so.
Yeah. Oof. And so he cannot shoot at this one. So who is he? He's got this one locked up at
We're putting shots on
Range
that
2.
TIE fighter.
on the TIE fighter.
On the TIE fighter.
Alright. So 3 shots.
3 shots.
Okay, so just 2 hits. And I already used 1 focus already, so one of those hits is going to go through, so we'll take 1 damage on the TIE fighter. But still alive. And that will end turn 2, which will be the start of the 3, so we'll show you in a second where those other ships show up. Alright, so we're back in top of 3. There are rebel scum that are trying to get out of here.
Not rebels. Well, One rebel.
They all look like rebels to me. Smugglers, scums.
Who you call a rebel?
Alright, I'm gonna go there and then I'm going to focus. Alright, and then we go to the YT, either one of the YT 1300s, either one just came in, or the one in the middle.
Or the rebel hawk.
No, he's a 2, so.
Oh, what
We're
is
still 1-1.
Yeah, so. Well, it doesn't really matter what order we do them in because they're both at the same time. So we'll start here. No, we won't start here. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll start here. So he is coming in on trying to limp over into a place where he can get some.
And he's gonna lose a shield, or possibly
Yep.
lose a shield. So roll red die. Doesn't care. Needs to make the exchange. He's don't want to do the attack. And of course Matt will roll a hit. Just like me. Like me and you both roll hits, like we'll go around stuff. Alright, then we got this guy. What is he doing?
He's hitting the brakes, stalling right in the middle.
Burning. So does that clear him? I do not think so. I think that I might be able to get him. So hit him into the ship here.
But we do clear the stress.
Yep. No action. And that will lead us now to this YT 2400 or now the Hawk. So either one of those can go.
So the hawk is going to be pushing himself to get out there.
And stressing himself.
That might put him on the asteroid as well, but
Oh, both of them. So they both crash into the asteroid to immediately get this guy out of here. Roll a die. See if he loses that one soul shield. Nope. So he's good. And then this guy is doing a 3 hard. Which I think puts him into the back
yep.
of this, so no action for him. How is that going to fare? What did the Imperials do? I did a 2 turn. I don't know if that's going to clear me. Nope. So he'll be touching. That's good for him.
That was hopefully where things were ending up.
And a 1 turn. That doesn't even get him off the other ship. So no actions for the Decimators. So everyone has just collided into something except for the Academy pilot, who's the only guy who seems to know.
His training is showing.
All right, so wow. Okay, so he's out of range. He is in. No, he's out of range. Oops. Get you guy off the asteroid. So I'm going to put his 3 shots. That will be 4 shots into this guy here.
We got 1 shield, 1 agility, baby. We're awesome.
And so it'll be just 2. So 1 is going through, at least. And 2 are going through. So he'll take the first damage. No more shields. And 1 damage. And then we are going to be shooting at range 2. The YT 2400. It'll be 1 hit. It will be hits,
One of
but I
8.
do stress him because of the tactician. And now it will go to the YT 2400, who can only shoot really back at this decimator at range 2.
Yeah, so we'll have to.
Actually, 2 shots.
Yeah, so just to get the shots off, so we can shoot at something.
So 1 hit, so it'll lose a shield. The Hawk cannot fire, or the other YT 1300 because they're on an asteroid. So that will leave it to him, who can fire at either one of these ships.
We're gonna put our shots on that TIE
TIE fighter is at range 2. Oh, I'm sorry, this TIE fighter goes before you do. And he will go at, well, this is the main guy, so we're going to go for him. Range 2. And we'll take off a shield. Oh, yeah, he's got 1 agility. And uses the asteroid to protect himself.
Yeah, we were dodging anyway.
Alright, so now You're gonna go after him.
Yep.
Range
Fire
2.
2 shots on that TIE fighter.
Yeah, 2 shots.
Yeah. Bam!
Ooh. Academy pilot may be in trouble here. No.
Oh, look at that flying.
Oh, he is good. He didn't even use his focus. So that's it.
That's a pretty good academy. I'd want to be a pilot from that academy, let me tell you.
And he's doing really well right now. So we go to maneuver dials and see if we can get this, stop the exchange from happening because they're lining up. Alright, so Lowly Academy pilot maybe not, didn't get hit anything, but he's going to try to do that now. He's going to be Mr. Obstacle in the way of the exchange. Now I got to make sure that he doesn't have the space to go into to make this happen. So, I think he wants to go there, and this is more about being a problem. I'm going to barrel roll into the spot. So I think that's where he wants to go, and the Academy pilot is going to be Mr. Meanie and block that. So go ahead, YT-1300s.
Alright, so we'll start over here.
Showcase that way.
It's going to be a hard 2.
Right there.
So I think that's going to still give me some... No, I'm going to be right on it. So.
Alright, so he's got nowhere to go. And now what does the other one do?
The other one, let's do a quick little stop and start maneuver.
So, might have barreled too far away from that one. So he gets a full action. What you want to do?
Let's see.
Target lock or focus is what you got. Yeah. For the decimator.
Target with the decimator.
All right, and then either one of the 2s.
We'll start with this.
So he did do his job. I avoid the contact that you needed.
So, if we do this right, I would bring it out here and stop because I hit something and
Go
go
back.
back to where I don't hit. So it
You'd
would
hit-
be like corner to corner on the edge of your ship.
Yes. So those 2 ships are touching. You're still stressed. Alrighty, and then the Hawk. Academy pilot, you did your job great! Yes!
Alright, so the Hawk is coming out here and should be kind of right in the middle. And he's stressed, so no action.
Alright, let's start with this guy. Let's try to go 1 forward. And that's going to run him into this
Oh
guy.
yeah. Whew. That's okay.
Yeah, this guy is doing a 3 turn though. Let's see where it puts him. And I think that runs him into the ship as well. So no actions out of them, but they will be
Wow, it's a really good thing you blocked my movement.
Well, I don't care about it. I didn't want them to connect. That was the biggest thing. And that's where it's more important. So range 2 and range 2 for these 2 ships because of the size. Alright, so start with this one on here. So there's no action, so it'll be 2 hits. Pretty well shielded YT-1300, so one
hit.
shield will be lost. And because he is a tactician as well, he will be stressed because it's range 2. And the other decimator will do 1 hit. And lose no shield.
There's no shield.
And stress you again.
Can we be multi-stressed
You
now?
can be multi-stressed. Yes. So it'll take more actions to clear the stress off. So we will limit your ability there, but now it is this guy who can shoot nobody. Because he's touching all 3 Imperial ships in 1 turn. So, but the Hawk can.
The Hawk's gonna put, I think, a shot into the back of that. Yeah.
Hit him. Okay, that's 2 shots from him. It's range 1. Ooh!
Blam blam!
Ooh! Come on, Academy Pilot.
TIE Fighter didn't see that one coming.
I know you try to put your life in the line. No, you should have. You could only focus not. So he is gone. The Hawk takes out the escort there. Nice job, Hawk. And now it goes to your YT 1300s.
All right. And
So this is easy range 1 for that one, or even range 1 for any one of those 2 ships. Oops. And these, of course, range 2 to those.
all right. So let's start here. Range 2.
Alright. So 1 more shield loss. You have a target lock. Do you want to use it?
Oh, that's right. Yes, I will use the target.
Okay. So 2. So he's down to no shields anymore. Alright, and this one?
Now that we've got 3 dice.
This one or that one? This one has no shields. Okay.
Yeah.
And 2 hits on.
And I still have the target lock on
The other one.
This one, okay.
So boom. On 13.
Of course, it has what, like 12?
12. So now it's down. It needs 10 more.
Oh, only needs 10 more.
Yay! It doesn't go down as quickly as a TIE Fighter. Alright, so we're down 1 ship though, and we go into a new turn dial.
Alright, so here we are, the crux of the situation. The YT-1300 and the 2400 have to dock and exchange the operatives over to the slightly less damaged ship now, while sitting under the guns of 2 decimators. So we're going to start with our YT-1300 over here, who's going to do a simple little brake maneuver and pile right in the 2400
Clear 1 of the stress.
and clear stress. All right.
And the other one is doing
One's doing a quick little
1 hard.
turn to keep him close to the action.
And he has a target lock already, so we take it a focus.
Yes, so we will definitely focus our attention.
Alright, and then your 2s.
So the 2s, the RT-2400 is just going to do a simple 1, which
So
won't
now
put
the
him,
connection is made.
put him beyond anything there, but it does clear stress.
And then the Hawk.
And then the Hawk is again going to clear stress.
Charlie wants to join in the docking action.
So he will.
Run to the other ship. What clears the stress? Roll. Alright. That leaves me with doing a hard 2.
Ooh, some asteroid action right
Yeah,
there,
but I
buddy.
wanted to get out of the mess, but let's see if I clear the asteroid. No. I'm going to run into asteroid and now have no action, so pretty poor move on my part. Plus, let's see if I take a damage. I do. So that makes it a little small easier for the big guy. And then he's going to be doing a 2 curve out, which will make it so I'm going to target lock now the exchange ship. Alright. Leading into shooting at number 1. 3 dice. So range 1. I'm going to target lock. So 3 hits. A much more agile ship. We'll get rid of 1. So you have the 2 shields that will avoid the any criticals. And of course, the other decimator on a asteroid, so it's not shooting. That leaves basically him to shoot back. And of course, this is the damage one. The other one's still pretty well shielded. So this is range 1, range 1, range 1.
It's close. It's 2.
Well, he's on the asteroids. He's about range 1.
Could do 1. Okay.
So all 3 of these are 1 for him. Except that one's probably range 2, if he's going to shoot that. But actually this guy doesn't have any shots, because he's going to fire arc. He doesn't have 360 fire arc. And this one is range 2. So start with him. Where do you want?
Is that range 3 actually? Range 3. So 2400 is going to drop shots into the damage one.
Okay.
So 2, range 1 is 3.
Ooh.
And bam.
2 damage. No crits though. So boom, boom. It's up to 5. Next one.
Alright, 1300 is going to come across with 3, with 2 dice.
Then we'll give him agility dice though.
We'll give him just a little bit of a dodge.
Ooh, but here's the crits. Could be 2. It is 2. First one is 2 damage. So he's now 7. Next one is his primary weapon is reduced by 1. I'll try to change that by bringing it face down. So weapon malfunction. It's a good shot. And then that one.
Let's keep up the shots.
3 dice. And 1 more.
But no, that's not the one I have the check lock on.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 more away. 1 decimator in trouble. And the exchange has been made. And so now this guy, all he has to do is fly off the board.
Alright, so we're in that situation where the rebels now have exchanged, the smugglers have now exchanged a rebel operative between the ships, and it's time to get out of Dodge. We are in the middle, though, of a pincer action of decimators. So it's going to be still a dicey situation to get us out of their guns and off the board. There's certainly enough firepower to put it down and get right through the remaining hull points of the 2400. But we're going to start with moving our YT 1300s at 1. And so this first one is just basically going to clear his stress and stay where he's at. The one movement is not going to get him out of range. But I didn't want to get into any other space that might cause an issue. So he basically stays there. The YT 1300 over here is going to fly fast and speedily right into the broadside of that decimator. I think we're going to end up crushing each other here. So there we go. That ties up his action there, but it might cause some difficulty with the movement of the decimator there. And then my hawk is there. We can go at the same time. Let's do the YT 2400 first. 4 should get him across into the other side. And as his action, he is actually going to barrel roll forward, just missing the edge of the map, keeping him on the board 1 more round. So as long as he can survive the fire of the decimators, then we should be good to get off the board and win. And then the hawk is going to do a little e-brake turn here and try to get himself in position to assist. leaving the decimators to go where they're going to go and do what they're going to do.
Alright, well, apparently my execution at the end of this did not pay off for an Imperial lucky victory. I take it you pulled this off.
It was a patrol. You may not be executed, you're probably just infirmary, jumped out unconscious.
I do have to go to Vader and explain what to do and how he got away, huh?
The unnamed rebel operative that we couldn't mention in the communications has escaped. It was a smuggler freighter dogfight. Owing to my normal style of play, as you've probably seen in the past, I like to kind of mix it up, bumper cars it, start limiting what ships can do what and break down actions. The YT-1300s are brilliant for that for me. They have a nice dial for maneuvering. The YT-2400 is even more maneuverable than the 1300s, and in this case, the special factors of the YT-2400 paid off and were the winning factor of this game. If it was a YT-1300, I would not have had the barrel roll, which means your decimator would have ended up guns on, range 1, 4 dice to a no-shielded vehicle. With a target lock. So, I mean, it could have really gone bad, but the 2400 was able to barrel roll and move itself into a position where you bumper card into it and were able to put your shots on it, and that actually pulled it out of range of the other decimator as it was making its turn. So, specifically, the YT-2400, the new ship in the fantasy flight range, its special maneuverability, the barrel roll paid off and won the sim.
We'll apologize, we got a lot of kids going in because we try to cap this off that, but overall still the Decimator is definitely a very powerful Imperial ship. The 360 range now, very similar to what the YTs have, give that the girth of the thing. And
but 17 damage to take out of the fight.
Oh man, having that many hulls still, it took a pounding and yet it was tanking pretty well. So, and still not a great ship. I went overboard to showcase 2. Because I really want to kind of give that element of the storyboard to it, with some little firepower, but it was still very awesome. I think this can really add to a lot of your other more competitive builds, at least having one of these with a lot more very slick and stealthier, hard-hitting Imperial ships. But overall, I think a great scenario. Our captain is really going to set some stages up so we can probably do some real major attacks on Imperial fleets and situations. So some good planning on the rebel side. So that's all going to well.
And actually,
storyline.
When you think about it, 2 decimators and a TIE fighter, that's 36 points of damage to basically clear out your fleet for 100 points.
Yeah.
With the YT-1300s at basically 10 each, 10, 20, and the YT-2400 at 10, so 30, and I actually had the weight with the Hawk. 30. Actually, no, you were 1 point over. You were 36, and I was 35 points of damage. So this system is so brilliant that the matchups, points-wise, big, huge ships, we still ended up with a similar amount of damage on each side. So it's a balanced game. It's a fun game. There's nothing bad that we can say.
I had 2 upgrades for about 8 points each, which could have easily put those into higher, more skilled decimator named decimators. But but again, we're playing for scenario. We're not playing for tournament situations that way. But I didn't know it felt out of the fight. The TIE Fighter got in the way for that one situation. I think a little bit more concentration on more like maybe getting the YT-2400 could have made the scenario even more different. But there's a lot of big ships, and that's the great thing I like about this game system right now. We've gone from playing our small little games with B-Wings and Y-Wings and X-Wings and stuff like that with TIE Fighters and TIE Advances to, oh my god, now we have some dirt.
We're still playing the same number of points though.
Yeah, but we're going to change a little bit more story-wise. We want to keep things quick and simple, but there's a huge epic game being planned by us. So we're both gathering forces.
Yep. Which you might, for other game systems, what you might call a mega battle is going to be showing up on the table.
Yeah, as soon as
Spectreverse mega battles are going to be coming out of the woodwork soon.
Yes, there's a couple things going on right now. One, we're waiting for the Imperial Raider to be released. Even though the Rebels, the Scum and Villainy set is going to come out, won't have any factor to the epic battle. But when the Imperial Raider comes out, giving us an epic ship, which I will be getting 2 of those just because that's the way I do it Imperial-wise.
Practice and then take 2.
Yeah. you are planning on adding another Rebel transport, so that's really going to add to our Rebel fleet. And we're also somewhat training now our other Spectres, because me and you and Spectrefeds have been playing this game, which was been seen a ton of times on these videos, but we're slowly training the other Spectres because we're going to need them to run all these ships.
Yeah. Well, and the Rebel transport, in my plan, I'm going to be using it for my Smugglers Alliance. So it's a standard transport ship. Just because it was used once in the movies as a Rebel transport, it's still a common transport for the Star Wars Empire. So it'll be flavorful for smugglers to use it as well. So
Yeah.
again, and then Scum and Villainy coming out is going to add all the smugglers and all the criminal element to the fleet. So it's definitely going to be a place where I'll be developing a non-rebel faction to play.
Yeah, some great. If you're looking to be a smuggler in our Spectre Studios universe, here's a chance for your Patreon pledge to be one of those. As we've talked about, some going to be some very well recognized pilots, captains here that have helped secure a very important informative. We've seen that scenario play itself out as we move on to the X-Wing Spectreverse to see exactly what's in store for our world.
Yep, so the Dread Spectres, Smugglers Alliance will be showing its fangs in support of itself.
There we go. Thanks again. You can find us again on spectrestudios.us. That's the website that's going to link you to everything that you need to do to get on that Patreon pledge to chance to become one of those pilots. We got some big things happen to our one Patreon pilot that's been doing so well in our games before. If you haven't seen him kicking my ass constantly, you're going to see a little bit more of that coming soon. So there's a chance for you to get on top of that. Not to mention there's a chance for you to jump on our forum. There's a lot of stuff going on our forum lately. An opportunity to get a hold of me, you, and our new series that we got going on, which is Terrain Time, which we're going to be showcasing a lot of opportunity to build some stuff on that. So there's a good chance for you to reach out and contact us there. There's a lot of games showcased on there, and as well as X-Wing that we do quite a bit there. And you can again find that on spectrestudios.us. That helps right to the forum. So please join us, guys. It's a great opportunity to be with us. It's all free except for the Patreon, which is supporting us. The website and the forum take you nothing to get on there and join us. And we would love to hear from you guys. We're building this for you guys, not just for ourselves, but for you guys to reach out and get a hold of us and share with what's going on. We got a lot of people that commented below. That's where we've added and changed our format, how we do things. So your voices are being heard and recognized, and we would love to hear you guys more also in the forum as well as on comments below. So again, thank you, and we appreciate everything you guys have been following us with.